For many students on campus, the week of October 31st is spent celebrating Halloween in the new fall season. For Ryerson Sikh Students Association, the first week of November reminds them of the year 1984. The 1984 Sikh Genocide took place in India. In June of that year, the Indian Army stormed the Golden Temple, Sikhs' holiest shrine. On October 31st of that year, 2 Sikh bodyguards assassinated Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. This resulted in retaliation on the Sikh population in what the anti-Sikh government at the time called blood for blood.
In 1984, it was a targeted event towards the Sikh community, and it was pre-planned.
Essentially, the Indian government was targeting anyone who identified as Sikhs and killing them, plain and simple. Starting from the attack on the Golden Temple.
You have the Indian government come and attack one of the holiest places for people of the Sikh faith. So you can imagine if Rome, the Vatican was attacked by the Italian army, that'd be something that would be unacceptable by the entire Catholic population all over the world.
And although the horrific events took place in 1984, many survivors and their families still face the trauma of the genocide.
That happened in 1984, and my mom, until this day, when it comes to it, she's still a bit scarred.
My dad was actually there at the Golden Temple. He was 16 years old when the attack happened. So he was there, he saw everything happen, and he was one of the very few who actually was able to escape out of that and came as a refugee to Canada at the age of 16.
Personally, it's affected in different ways in my family. I think a lot of people of the Sikh faith, you see a huge population within Ontario, within Canada, and the major reason is because it was the aftermath of 1984. So if that had not happened, I wouldn't be here. And it seems like a positive thing, but I don't see that the people that had died for it, it doesn't equal to that.
Sikhs were murdered at a rate of 1 person per minute, yet the Indian government refuses to call the violence a genocide. They refer to it as a riot. Canadian MPPs pushed forward a motion to recognize the anti-Sikh massacre as a genocide. The motion passed in April of 2017.
When you have a government initiating violence and specifically targeting a community, that's when we identify it as a genocide by even UN declarations. We look at the definition there.
We got a lot of support, and I think one of the biggest key figures for this was Jagmeet Singh, and India's response was to ban him from coming to India, which is kind of weird because as they claim that they didn't do anything, if they really didn't do anything, then why are they scared of him to come to India? Why are they banning him?
The overall goal of the Sikh Students Association at Ryerson is to educate and bring together communities.
We want this time to commemorate those people that have lost their lives, and once we sort of recognize its existence, because a lot of people deny it even happened, then we can sort of go on the page of reconciliation and being in a sense where we don't want this to happen to anyone else, regardless of whatever their race, gender, or religion.
The group has hosted several events in collaboration with U of T and OCAD this week. They plan to continue educating people in and around the campus about the 1984 Sikh Genocide. For Ryersonian TV, I'm Imani Walker.